Oh, this is the one that I was watching, I think. This is the art style. This is a very familiar art style. Okay, ready? This one's about polar bears. Why it sucks to be born as a polar bear.
You're being born into a freezer, not the one in your kitchen.
It's our mom.
This freezer is the Arctic, the
Our mom
coldest
polar
and
bear.
most unforgiving place on Earth.
Because
And
she
cold
has a
enough
bow.
to freeze exposed skin in seconds. And yet, this is where your life begins. You're not born a bold predator. You're far from it. You're a blind, hairless, and completely helpless. You don't even realize yet that the cold could be your greatest enemy, or your greatest ally. All you know is the warmth of your mother's fur as she...
I'm blind and I'm bald, but at least I have a mother who loves me. Mama, what the f***? I'm not reading that.
curls around you.
I'm not reading
that.
that.
Deadly frost outside. Outside your snow den, the Arctic is anything but kind. It's a place of endless ice, howling winds, and a hunger that never ends, for predator and prey alike. But for now, you don't know any of that. You don't even know you're part of one of nature's greatest survival stories. For
You
your
are
mother,
the best.
though, every second counts. She hasn't eaten in months. She's running on reserves, sacrificing her own body to give you the best chance at life. Her heartbeat is your lullaby, her warmth, your lifeline. You might be small, but in this moment, you are her entire world. Fast forward to spring. The sun finally returns.
Guys, is it really bad that I want a loving mother? I want a loving mother like this very badly. That looks amazing.
After the months of darkness, and your mom decides it's time to leave the den. You've spent your whole life in a comfy, snow-covered bubble, but that changes today. Your tiny paws touch snow, and oops, you faceplant into the icy fluff. It's cold, soft, and a little weird, but there's no time to dwell on it. Mom's already a few steps ahead, and you scramble to keep up,
I love our
tripping
mom.
and sliding along the way. As you take your first real look at the Arctic, it's almost too much to take in. The world stretches endlessly in every direction. A dazzling white landscape under a piercing blue sky. It's breathtakingly beautiful. Like here, beauty hides danger. For you, a tiny cub, the rules are simple. Eat or be eaten. And right now, the odds aren't in your favor. You're small, inexperienced, and far from the top of the food chain. But you have one advantage. A mother who's determined to teach you everything she knows.
That's something that I really like about polar bears, though, is how, like, I feel like a lot of other animals, they, like, have their babies and they're just like, now fuck off. But polar bears, they stay with their mom for, like, a year. Like, the moms love their little polar bear babies. They're good moms. Polar bears watch over their flumpkins. That's true. I think bear moms are, like, that in general. Yeah, that's something that I just appreciate about bears, though, because I feel like too many animals are just like, they're like, okay, now like fuck off and go do what you must do. But like polar bears are very, or I guess bears in general, are very like protective of their babies. It's cute. What the hell, Dark? A lot of animals look after their young. I feel like a lot of them don't. She's only watching over us so she can eat us later. I've had you guys for 2 years and I've never even thought about eating one of you. What the hell? It's kind of rare that predatory animals stay so long together. Yeah. But you spit on us? Yeah, but you guys like it.
And trust me,
Perverts.
you'll need every lesson to make it out here.
Perverts!
Lesson 1. Seals are your golden tickets to life. Without them, you don't stand a chance. Your mom leads you to the frozen ocean.
Is
where
this
seals
AI
hide
voiced?
beneath thick layers of ice. She sniffs the snow like a detective, searching for the faint scent of a seal's breathing hole. These holes are tiny, just big enough for a seal to poke its nose out for air. But finding one is only half the battle. You watch as your mom settles into position, motionless as a statue. Her patience is legendary. She can wait for hours, sometimes even days, for a seal to surface. You try to copy her, crouching low and pretending to stalk the hole. But your cub brain isn't built for focus yet. Within minutes, you're distracted by a snowflake drifting past, and...
So wait, is this proving that I'm still just a baby polar bear then? The polar bear with the pink bow is so you. I don't know. Do you think I have that much patience? Is this just proving that I'm still a baby polar bear? That's fucked up that my mom abandoned me and I'm still a baby polar bear, though. That's really fucked up. What the hell? Foof is cub confirmed. That's so sad. That's so sad.
And oops, there you go, tumbling into the snow again. Mom doesn't even flinch.
Maybe
She's
you're a
laser
Mexican
focused,
polar bear.
every
What the
muscle
fuck?
coiled like a spring. Suddenly, a seal breaks the surface, and in a lightning fast move, she pounces. Splash! It's over in seconds. You're shocked. This isn't just a
It's
hunt,
headless.
it's an art form. For now, you're just an observer. One day, this skill will mean the difference between life and death. But for now, your biggest
Good job,
challenge
Mom.
is figuring out how not to trip over your own paws. And here's a harsh reality. Most polar bear cubs don't survive their first year. And the biggest reason? Starvation. The Arctic might look like a magical snow-covered world, but it's no picnic. Food is hard to find, and every single bite matters. For a little cub, missing just one meal could mean the difference between life and death. And then there's an even bigger
That's so
problem.
sad.
Climate change. Every year, the ice melts faster and takes longer to return. Imagine trying to live on a melting raft, with your food always drifting further away. Seals, your main food source, are becoming harder to catch because the ice they need to rest and raise their young is disappearing. No ice means no hunting, and no hunting means no food. Every step on the ice is a risk, and every swim in the freezing water is a desperate search for something to eat. As a young polar bear, your first steps into this icy world.
Wait, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. Do Foof's booba grow and shrink? Yeah, it's my breathing cycle. There's an air sac in them. It's called my lungs. That's so sad, though, that they all starve to death. How long can you hold your breath, though? Well, it doesn't actually sync with my real breathing. It's just on, like, a cycle. So it automatically breathes. Inflation fetish. Gross! Watch your
Our
show!
steps into one of the hardest survival challenges on the planet. Fast forward a couple of years, and you're officially a teenage polar bear. But don't let the title fool you. It's not glamorous, nope.
Do I
It's
still live with
awkward,
my mom?
messy, and full of failures. Here's the deal. Mom's gone. She's done her job. And now it's up to you to fend for yourself. Suddenly,
fucking
the
mom is
vast
dead.
Arctic feels a lot bigger and lonelier. You try to remember everything she taught you, but hunting seals is way harder than she made it look. Your first few solo attempts, let's just say they're less National Geographic documentary and more failure. You crouch by a breathing hole, just like Mom used to do.
Yes, we're stance
but
the
your
fuck up.
timing is off. You pounce too soon, landing flat on your belly with a thud. The seal, long gone, probably laughing, all the way back to the ocean. Desperate, you try other strategies. Chasing birds, too quick. Scavenging leftovers from other predators, risky. You don't want to end up in a fight you can't win. At one point, you even dig through the snow hoping for some buried treasure.
That is so
Spoiler,
loud.
no treasure, just disappointment. It's a humbling experience, this whole learning to survive thing. But slowly, you start to get the hang of it. You learn patience. You learn to move quietly, to let the ice and snow hide you. Sure, you still mess up, a lot, but every failure teaches you something.
So wait, polar bears don't really usually eat penguins then, huh? They would if they could. That's true. Why do you guys always accuse me of wanting to eat you? Polar bears and penguins don't inhabit the same places. They don't meet. Wait, really? That's so sad. Because we are too sweet and we were afraid of your instincts waking up one day. I could never eat you guys. Ever. Polar bears live in the Arctic. Penguins live in the Antarctic. You guys are safe from me. We're always safe if we keep our distance. No, I'm a good polar
And
bear.
out here, lessons are the one thing
I'm
you
good.
can't afford to skip. Life as a polar bear isn't all about survival. Even in the frozen Arctic, there's room for a little fun. Just say you're at the top of a snowy hill, and instead of walking down like a grown-up, you flop on your belly and slide all the way down. It's like sledding without a sled. And for you, it's one of the best ways to enjoy a snowy day. Who says bears don't know how to have fun? But in the Arctic, even fun can be risky. That snow hill you just slid down, it might lead to thin ice or a patch of open water. And in these icy lands, one wrong move isn't just a little mistake. It could cost you your life. Still, these playful moments are what keep life exciting. For a polar bear, every slide, leap, or sniff of curiosity carries a sense of danger. But maybe that's what makes the joy so much sweeter.
We're
Even
so
in one of the
cute.
harshest places on Earth, there's always time to play. When you're old enough, it's time to answer nature's call, finding a mate, In the vast Arctic, this isn't as simple as swiping right. First, you have to track her down. The Arctic is massive.
We have to
and
find
polar
a
bears
wife!
are solitary creatures.
Dark is a virgin,
so
thank
just
you.
finding a potential mate can feel like searching for a needle in a snowy haystack. But when you do find her, that's where the real work begins. Winning her over is no easy task. You have to show patience and persistence. You'll spend time together, walking across the ice, sniffing the air.
She's got a lot of lipstick on, you guys, and you know what they say about people who wear a lot of lipstick. Is this how polar bears find a mate with polar bear Tinder? You guys know what that is, huh?
And getting to know each other. It's like Arctic dating,
Look at his little
slow
butt,
and steady, with
butt
no room
crack.
for rushing. If she's impressed, she'll let you stick around. If not, well,
I almost
you
said
have to
butt
search of another
cheeks.
chance at love. But when it works, it's worth the effort. After courting your mate, your journey together is short but meaningful. In the harsh Arctic, polar bears don't settle down and form lifelong bonds. After spending some time together, it's time to part ways. Your mate will go off to find a safe den to give birth to cubs, while you resume your solitary life, roaming the ice in search of food and survival. Years pass, and life doesn't get any easier. As an adult polar bear...
Why do the boy polar bears not want to go live with the girl polar bears? Why don't they want to be together? Because they stink? Because women bad? Fighting over food. Lack of food. Yeah, lack of food makes the most sense, I think. I wonder why they don't want, like, wouldn't it make more sense to, like, to stay together, though? I don't know.
You've seen it all. Icy storms, close calls
I am
with
a smart
starvation,
bear.
and endless days of searching for seals. The Arctic has always been unforgiving, but now it's changing faster than ever. The ice you once walked on confidently is now melting beneath your paws. Summers are longer, the ice breaks up earlier, and seals are harder to catch. You find yourself swimming for miles, pushing your limits just to find solid ground. The hunts that were once challenging are now nearly impossible. Old age begins to catch up with you. Your once strong muscles aren't as powerful as they used to be, and your keen senses start to dull. You've lived a life of resilience, adapting to everything nature threw your way. But in the Arctic, time is rarely kind. One day, after a long, exhausting journey across melting ice, you lie down to rest. The Arctic wind howls, and the snow blankets your tired body. This frozen land, where you were born and where you fought for every meal, becomes your final resting place.
Wow. I have the most depressing life ever. That's crazy. That's insane.